What's up, brothers and sisters? We are back again this week
Peace.
with my, I don't want to say sidekick, with my friend Batman, and I guess I'll be Robin.
The big bat daddy in the house.
The big Bat Daddy is in the house.
Peace.
You have just heard "Strange" by Cameo. I think this song came out about like 83-ish, 84-ish, 85-ish during that time.
Yeah, about that time.
About that time when I guess R&B music was, made a change from the Motown sound, the Philly international sound. More of that. I want to say R&B punk, because they was like punk rockers. The way that they're dressed.
A lot of acts were dressing like that back in the days at around that time, like Melly Mel and Furious Five.
That's right.
With the feathers and with the leather jackets with one sleeve ripped off.
That's right.
Spikes and all types of craziness, mohawks.
That's right. Make me want to go look at the Warriors and the Exterminator.
I just watched the Warriors last night.
You did? But did you see the Exterminator when the guy was setting the people on fire, burning them up? Because Mario Van Peebles was in that movie. I love that movie.
I actually don't remember it.
Well, you look. It's on YouTube. You can YouTube that one, because you know how YouTube be letting some of those movies go by.
Yeah.
Put Exterminator 2. If you want cheese, not a block of cheese like from back in the days when Ronald Reagan was giving us the powdered milk and stuff like that. That's a cheesy flick, but good cheese like Chud.
That was just the first thing in my mind.
Right.
Cannibalistic, humanoid, underground dwellers.
And he coming out the sewer. I remember that.
Yeah, it was.
Those was the good, the good old days. So how you been doing, brother? Since last week, man?
I'm all right. I'm a little tired today. Last week I was a little under the weather, but this week I'm better.
Right.
But I'm tired from work. So,
right. You know how plantation work is.
Yeah.
You know what? Before the show had started, we had touched on the subject of, as a child, it was a song that we was playing, and I was like, I remember in them days in the 81, 1982, 1983, 1984, 1985, from Brownsville, Brooklyn, all the way up to the Bronx, even in Harlem, you had a lot of abandoned buildings at that time. And during those times, you had a lot of black folks that wanted to move into the projects. So they were setting their apartments on fire to get into the projects. Or the Jewish man that owned the tenement building was setting the buildings on fire to get the insurance money. So, like, if you see, like, a lot of new houses that was built, that was the reason why, because, these houses was being burned down, like, from the time when our grandmothers and grandmothers and great-grandmothers had that great migration from the South to escape the Ku Klux Klan men. They came to these big old tenement buildings before projects was built, and we was talking about it was fun playing.
No, the projects were built. The projects were built for the families of the soldiers.
To soldiers, World War II soldiers, I guess, right?
World War II and I guess Korean War.
The Korean War, that's right.
In
That's
the
right.
50s.
That's right.
So a lot of the projects went up. If you look, you'll see the cobblestone or whatever that has the date stamped.
That's right. That's right. When it was built.
Yeah, when it was built. And a lot of them are, post World War II.
Right.
And Korean War. So we're talking late 40s and
right.
The 50s. So people were burning their houses down and apartment buildings down, to get into the projects because it was
free heat.
Right. Low
income housing. Right.
Low income. That's the proper term for it. So that's what was happening at that time. So a lot of people that was in the Brownsville area of projects originally lived in our area.
Lived on the other side, because you know what? It was a lady at my job that worked for STD, and she had said, Lorenzo, my family lived over there on S.TREET, on Herzl and Blake. And I'm like, wow, that's where I'm from. She said 7 of my cousins got killed because somebody set an apartment on fire because they wanted to move over there. But not that, but we was talking about like when we was going into those abandoned buildings as kids,
right?
Into those lots as kids and having fun and running around playing tag on in an abandoned building. I have fallen through a floor, not all the way through, but
through the
floor or damn near through the steps. I got like still scratches and a couple of scrapes and punctures. Luckily, it wasn't so rusty, but it was a little bit rust on that thing, and I'm glad that I didn't get poisoned.
Yeah.
You know, and also we was talking about how the way, you know, we would stack up 10 dirty mattresses.
They would be
doing back flips.
We would take them out of the apartments.
Yes.
And toss them out the window.
Yes.
And stack them up.
And Olympics.
Yeah.
We were the Olympics. I guess the ghetto Olympics. The ghetto Olympics with bed bugs.
You couldn't tell me nothing because I could swing on those wires.
Right.
You know, those old electrical wires
yes.
or whatever, not from one fire escape to the next.
Yes.
Okay. I could climb up and down from one floor on the outside of the
That's
building.
right. That's right.
I was about 8 years old.
That's right. And those was good times, along with the heroin addicts that was in the abandoned buildings. Like, hey, young blood, what you doing in here?
Oh yeah,
young blood, don't you see us in here doing something, young blood?
Me and two of my friends, when we was in public school in 183, we was over on Amboy between Riverdale and Newport at a abandoned building. And we were inside, and you want to talk about a heroin addict or a bum or just some homeless man. We went in one of the apartments, and there he was, laid out sleep. When we opened the door, it made that noise when the bottom of the door scrapes the floor. And it woke him up, and he said, huh?
Right.
And he jumped up. It was the scariest thing, you know.
Right.
And then he just started chasing us.
Right.
You know, he chased us. And my homeboy, Benjamin, a Puerto Rican kid, he was so terrified, he jumped out of the third floor window. Man. Like as running down the staircase, that window that's right there.
That's right. Jumped
out this damn window. We was on like the third floor. You know how the weeds start to grow and turn into those trees almost?
Right.
That's what broke his fall.
And I know that weed tree. I hated that weed tree.
Yeah.
I got beat with that weed tree by my grandmother.
That's where we get the switch.
Yes.
And you just.
Oh, God. Like I was in a jungle somewhere. Getting beat, getting disciplined. But you know what? Another thing that was crazy about that was the refrigerators. How the transformation of the refrigerator went, because a lot of kids was playing in the lots, getting locked into those refrigerators and dying.
Sure.
Rest in peace to all the children that died in them refrigerators. That's why they came with those elastic refrigerators that, you know, you can easily open. You know.
Yeah. Because refrigerators used to have this little handle mechanism.
That's right.
Like
a freezer, industrial freezer type thing.
And these were the regular refrigerators from back in the days.
That's right.
This handle thing, but it would latch.
That's right. That's right.
Kids would play around in these lots and jump into one of these refrigerators because we would play all types of street games.
That's right.
Tag and hide and go seek.
That's right.
Coco Levio.
That's right.
You know, hot peas and butter. It was plenty of little street games that were played, and kids would play in these abandoned buildings and lots. That's what we did.
You know what? I remember about going into those lots was going top hunting to play Skelly.
Oh yeah.
It was so many liquor bottles in there, and that's when Wild Irish Rose was on top of its game.
Oh yeah, Wild Irish Rose.
Wild Irish Rose. I took a sip of the Wild Irish Rose a couple times. I used to drink
that Wild Irish Rose, baby.
Yeah. Yeah. Those were some good old times. Those were some sad times, but they was good times, you know. Yeah. And I think what made those times good was it was human interaction. You was interacting with other human beings that you're not so much interacting through a video game today.
Right.
It's like today it's crazy because video games is simulated murder. A child today will have an ideal on how to kill somebody through the Call of Duty, through the Fortnite. You have an ideal in your brain on how to shoot that gun and kill somebody, you know.
Right.
Because the joystick even shakes too while you're shooting somebody.
Yes, yeah. So it seems like fun to pick up a gun and just, you know, blow somebody's freaking brains out.
Yeah.
You know, and to be honest with you, they've learned, as you said, you know what I'm saying, playing these games, they've been taught how to do that.
Yeah.
How to just kill mercilessly, you know, with no regard of just this other person's life.
Right.
You know. Yeah. Cause
it's something else. You know. You know what? Me just thinking about that. It was a scene in the Terminator 2 when Arnold Schwarzenegger's looking at these two little kids fight, and it's like he was observing it, like looking at it, like wow, it's in the human nature to be destructive. It's in the human nature to be barbaric, even though we pray to God, Allah, Yahweh, whatever what you want to call your God, your path to God. That the human race, all of the human race is destructive. Black, white, green, purple, orange, it don't matter. You're destructive.
You've seen a purple person, man?
I seen a black person so black that he was purple.
I seen black people so black they were blue.
Right. So in that realm.
Yeah.
But before we, when we had started off the show, you like the music. Like, what was the things that you loved about the music as a child? Because the music that's going to spin tonight, we're no older than, I would say 13 and back, 14
Right,
and going back to 1 year old. Like, what did you like about that sound?
It was, like I said, it was the end of the disco era, and it was the start of this new, R&B sound. I remember 1982 being an extremely hot summer.
Okay.
And when we were younger, the summer seemed like it lasted forever.
Yes, it did.
And, 1982, it was like all these new songs came out. You know what I'm saying? Just, maybe the one that that you had playing a little while ago.
Right.
Like, some of them, the names escape me. All Night Long.
Right.
All night.
Yeah, produced by Rick James, the Mary Jane Girls.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? All these songs, man, that came out that year just was like, it had a great sound to it.
Right, a good vibe to it.
Good vibe to it. It was the joint, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I still love those songs to this day, man.
Yeah, they're very good songs, and it's crazy. It's just crazy now that the hip hop today, you can't sample. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to go back to, but I'm gonna touch on it. That the East Coast rapper and even the West Coast rapper, you were so able to sample the music today. And if you do sample today, you better have a Kendrick Lamar budget in order to get the sample clearance on it, And it's like I said, I give a shout out to all the producers that are today that's not using any samples or anything like that. And
I've noticed listening to the radio, right, that they're sampling songs. Now they're sampling songs that came out maybe 15 years ago.
Wow. That's deep. That's deep. That's deep.
Good Lord, they're running out of ideas.
Right.
They're running out of ideas. That's what it seemed like. So
right.
Let's just put this record on, spin it, and say our rhymes over it.
Right.
But isn't that David Banner's song?
Right.
Wasn't that what was the big guy that made the song? Not Blockbuster. I ain't never scared. I ain't never scared.
Yeah.
What was his name?
Bone Crusher. That's right. That's
Bone
right.
Crusher.
And that was
Thank
about
you very
15
much,
years.
man. Thank you for that.
That was about 15 years ago too. You right.
Yeah. They'll just put on a song from a number of years ago and
well, you know what?
It,
That's what Prince has said about us during our time, that you just throwing on a record and.
But that was the birth of hip hop.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying?
So you excluding that then?
I would have to, because that was what was being done. I mean, you know what I'm saying? That was cool. Her playing them songs, getting to the break of the song, and switching to the next
break beat.
No, he was playing the break beat.
Okay.
And he would switch to the next turntable.
Okay.
And continuously loop the break beat.
Okay.
And during that break beat session, the dancers would get out there on the floor with their wildest moves.
Right.
And that's what became known as break dancing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, it was, using using the music that already existed, but it was creating a culture.
Right, I got you, bro.
At the same time.
Right.
Now, here we are 40 years later.
That's right. That's right. Speak, black man.
You know what I'm saying? And we don't have to do that anymore. These guys are very creative. As
right.
we spoke the other week about the RZA,
right.
You know what I'm saying, creating his own beat. I mean, plenty of people. Teddy Riley,
right,
created many beats. Timbaland,
right.
You know, these are people. Swiss Beats,
right.
These are people that were creating beats. So there's no need 40 years later,
right,
to go back and start
to sample. I guess.
Sample.
But you know what? I think that one thing that would always get used is the beat, not more or less the melody. I don't think that. I think the drum is everlasting more than the melody to the song.
Yeah.
Because it's like a lot of beat. The beat sounds the same just about. Let's take like Timbaland, how the way Timbaland and Swiss Beat programmed the drum machine. Like, it's still today. You just that kind of, how the way that they programmed that the drum machine, you know.
You know, a lot of that southern sound came into the music.
Yeah.
And it's all bass heavy.
Let me tell you, I remember this is 2003. This was the first Low Blocks block party, and when the Yin Yang Twins came on, Yin Yang and Little John came on, To the Window, to the Wall, To the Sweat Drips on My Bleep.
We can't say that.
Yeah, we can't say that.
Oh, wow.
And bleep, 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 get it on, bleep, bleep, bleep. And I'm walking down the block, and I'm seeing people on their steps. Old people. Twerking.
Old people.
And that's when I said, like, yo, this hip-hop thing is changing. The Rock is doing what they doing. Murder Inc. is doing what they doing. DMX is doing what he doing. Bad Boy is still trying to push out what they could push out with Black Rob or whatever, but it's like, yo, this thing has changed, and I'm gonna say it. The South, to me, has kept the baton the longest.
Yeah, right now you gotta say that
we're 20 years deep. I mean, it's like this is 2019. We're 21 years later after Aquemini. I think Aquemini is Outkast's album. Right. And it's like when Jay-Z came out with Volume 2, Aquemini came out at that same time, which Aquemini don't sound nothing like a Down South album, but they opened up the door that Down South is here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then when Ludacris came, Ludacris killed that.
I was just thinking about Ludacris and Nelly.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
That's that region of the United States, St. Louis.
St. Louis, okay.
And made a lot of money. It's getting hot in here, and even before that, that boy sold 7-8 million records out the gate at the time. That's not including the extra records that he sold as the years went by at the time.
Yeah.
Like, yo.
You can still put It's Getting Hot in Here.
That's right.
At the club.
That's right.
And, you know what I'm saying, people are really going to start taking their clothes off.
That's the truth.
They're going to get hot.
Right.
I am getting so hot. It's like it never failed.
It never failed. But you know what? It's crazy that I think I have heard more of the South music loudly in the Jeeps more than I've heard the New York City sound in the Jeeps.
Yeah.
And it's like I've always gotten kind of angered. I'm like, damn, if I had a car, I wouldn't be playing that. You know what I'm saying? If I had a booming system, I wouldn't be playing that.
Yeah.
Because rest in peace to my man Jay Son, because I used to always touch his tape deck. He like, yo, this is my car. I'm like, nah, son, come on, put this song on my head. He's like, yo, but this is my car. How are you going to tell me what to play in my car? Well, I'm like, I'm in here with you, right? He said, but it's still my car. Yeah. Let me jump off that. I always jump on the politics with Orange Man.
Orange Man.
Orange Man.
He sits at the chair at the desk at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
And it's like, yo, like the American democracy, it's like, wow, like they were showing the troops pull out of Syria, and they was throwing potatoes. They was like, yo, we thank the American people, but Donald Trump, you crossed us. Like, damn, Trump, you done made another enemy.
Yeah.
Because I guess Turkey don't like these Kurds. You know what I'm saying? They got their own inner beef from thousands and thousands of years ago. The Persian War with such and blah blah blah, and you know, it's and it's crazy because they said the United States they're retreating back, but we're staying right here next to the oil fields. Like, wow, so blatantly.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
So blatantly, man.
Yeah. You know, I'm sorry I didn't see any news this week concerning Orange Man and any of his shenanigans.
Yeah.
But you know,
Orange Man is something else, man.
He sure is.
If he get elected again,
I hope not.
It's like, and it's like the Democrats. It's like, I mean, Bernie Sanders, like, I don't. The chick Warren, I don't. You know, Hillary Clinton had came out on a tweet said, "Don't make me think about running again," because I think that Donald Trump said something to her. She said, "Don't. I come out again."
Yeah.
And and it's like this time she probably would have won it. This time she probably would have.
Probably would win it this time unless Donald Trump gets another country's government to tamper
right
with the voting machines.
But you know what's crazy?
I'm sorry if I'm hurting any Trump supporters, but
I don't think any Trump supporters are listening.
They probably aren't.
But I think I just don't understand how did those people down there in the South, like, y'all really went on race on this one here. Like, it was strictly race. It was really racial on this one here. That we gonna put him in, and it's like, yo, he's a billionaire. He's not so much of the common folk. No disrespect to the capitalists of the world, but it's like, how does a capitalist knows what the average Joe, I guess, go, you know, what does the average Joe goes through? You know, all those people out there in the middle of the country that works in those factories, the car factories, a lot of those things are starting to go belly up a little bit. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm taxing you a lot, so now you taxing me a lot. You want iron here, well, I'm gonna charge you this for aluminum. It's like the world stage of politics is crazy. But you know what? Right quick, we were talking about Brother Malcolm yesterday, and I had came up with my own analogy because my man Eric has said, he was like, yo, Malcolm was headed on his way, making his alliances through the Middle East and then Africa and certain parts of the other European world, that I guess some people that took a liking to him, that they was going to get Malcolm to stand on that United Nations world stage and blast Master KRS-One, America, on how bad America was. So it's like, okay, we got two people that want to get at him. We got the CIA that want to twist his wig, and we got members of the Nation of Islam saying, yo, you can't be speaking out against our father, Mr. Elijah Muhammad, our spiritual father. So I'm thinking the CIA must have came to the Nation of Islam, some members of the Nation of Islam, here's some money, handle your business. Mm-hmm. That's my final, you know what I'm saying, the final analogy on how Malcolm X died.
And I can see that happening. I can see that being the case.
Yeah.
You know, here's some money.
Mm-hmm.
Here's some guns.
Mm-hmm.
This is how we want you to do it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We'll meet you around back.
Yeah.
We'll open up the trunk. You just take the freaking guns.
Guns, and the door's going to be open in the back, yeah. And there's a piece of tissue here. And rest in peace, Brother Malcolm.
Yeah, rest in peace.
You know, it still would have been crack cocaine and heroin.
Sure.
Because I you know what, somebody came and was talking to me about that Bumpy Johnson thing on Apex. And this story is taking place when Bumpy Johnson comes out of jail. And Bumpy Johnson went Harlem back. And if you want Harlem back, we got to get these Italians from not selling this heroin from up here. And
did they start this series yet?
They started it. It's on Epix, that EPIX, Epix. What's the name? Yeah. And I just want to give it. I just want to say something to Cablevision, Optima Cable. I'm about to get rid of my cable real soon.
Goodbye.
Because y'all charging me a little bit too much.
Yep.
And I was really heartbroken that I had to pay my cable, and I did not want to pay the cable. Kids started crying. We need our cable. It's like the Wi-Fi, yeah. But the rest of y'all service, Cablevision, y'all suck.
Really?
Y'all overpricing the people, and y'all know that people is out here stealing the cable, and you're still not trying to bring the cable down. So I'm gonna get the cheapest package and then steal the rest. I just want I just want y'all to know that I will be stealing HBO.
Yes.
I will be stealing all your premium channels.
Yes.
So that's why y'all lost boxing HBO. Stuff like that. We got 4 more minutes, man. Let's wrap it up, B. Before we jump into this good old sound of the 1980s. We got we got Cameo in there, and we got a couple of others.
Who else do we have on the list?
Raw Silk is there.
Raw Silk in the house.
It's the other chick. We got the funk. We got the funk, yeah. We got the funk. We got it. That song.
What was it? Was it Divine something?
Something like that. I think it is. Yeah. That's what this. I got the song from you.
I forget.
Yeah.
I'm getting old.
Yeah.
Thanks for agreeing.
In closing, brother, what would you like to say, bro?
A big shout out and peace goes to all the listeners out there and all the people that tune in and hear our show and see us on the podcast and everything.
Right.
You just keep giving us your support and thanks.
And we are in Manhattan. We are broadcasting all the way into Manhattan up to 96th Street on the east side. 2nd Avenue. So that means that you people in the United Nations, y'all just heard what I said. If you're flicking through your channels, United Nations, the world government, New World Order, you just heard that I said that Malcolm X was going to step onto y'all stage and get at America and let America know how injustice y'all are against the descendants of Dred Scott. I don't know what it is about us Dred Scotts, that we would never get due process of the law. That a woman could come in my house, a cop could come in my house and shoot me in my house. And I guess Texas got their own law on how the way murder is, but you can come in my house and kill me and just get 10 years.
It's pathetic.
And she's gonna get like 5 years probation, so she's not gonna even sit there and do the whole bid. So that's kind of sad. So, Brother Mav, we got 3 minutes. Let's talk. You know what I want to talk about right quick? Wrestling. Let's talk about wrestling right quick for these next 3 minutes.
Okay.
AEW.
Just awesome.
I think that Vince McMahon. I just seen the results of Friday SmackDown that's broadcast on the Fox network. Y'all ratings are down significantly. Like it's going down. Like Fox is they saying that people up there at Fox like, yo, why did we give Vince McMahon this $150 million?
Yeah.
Because
they didn't know about AEW.
Right.
That's the whole situation.
And they said that this guy that owns the Jacksonville Jaguars, such and such con, they said his whole family loves wrestling. Like they said that what that AEW want, he's flooding it with money to give it whatever kind of push that they want. And it's like they're beating the NXT on Wednesday nights on USA. So
yeah, NXT. You can forget about it.
Yeah, man. Right. Shout out to Cody Rhodes for believing in himself that he was going to leave the WWE and do his thing. And it's like I say it was revenge for his daddy Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How the way the wrestling alliances used to bounce Dusty Rhodes back and forth around. So he avenged his father's death.
That's something.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's definitely
something. And you get props for that, man.
Yeah,
a lot of props for that.
His brother is over there with him too, Dustin Rhodes.
Dustin Rhodes too. Shout out to you too. I remember right quick. I always saying right quick. I remember my sister boyfriend in '88 seeing Barry Windham in North Carolina, down there in Charlotte, where NWA was at.
A member of the legendary Four Horsemen.
The member of the legendary Four Horsemen. When Barry Windham flipped on Dusty Rhodes, he seen Barry Windham in the airport, picked up a chair, and committed to hit him. And this is a drug dealer. Like, yo, why you do that to Dusty? Why you do that to Dusty? And Barry went and had to calm him down. Like, you know this ain't real, right? It's like, that's just like my best friend, man. But in closing, we gonna fade on out. We got 1 more minute.
Yeah.
We got 1 more minute. What'd you say? You can find us on Ustream at S.STREET Media.
Oh, I thought he meant literally, like I be on the corner by the store with a beer.
With a beer. Check us out on 905 FM. We being broadcast. That signal is going up. It's going up. It's going up, and that money gonna come soon. That's what I'm hoping for, because like I said, I want to retire from my job soon, and I need to get into something before I go into the grave. I don't want to go into my grave bitter, and you know, shout out to my family that's broken apart. I don't know if my mama is watching today, because I think that she probably got an attitude with me, but if you're watching, mama, I still love you.
Shout out to your mama.
Yeah. Let's fade it on out.
I seen her the other day too. I gave her a big hug, kissed her on the cheek, as I would ordinarily do. Cause, you know,
you're born on the same damn day.
We